Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today I am back with another project featuring the brand new Pinkfresh Studio Holiday 2022 release. This is full of fabulous stamps, dies, stencil sets, and even a washi tape. And today I am going to use the hot foil version of the Ornaments that I used yesterday in yesterday's video. So yesterday I used the Ornaments stamp set to create 2 window cards. And if you haven't checked that out, be sure you check that out. Today I'm using the hot foil version, and I am going to foil these ornaments in a champagne foil onto this beautiful jade colored cardstock. So I have my Gemini foil press heated up. It's on medium heat. I have my foil and my cardstock on there along with the shim, and I set my timer for 1 minute and then ran that through my Gemini Junior. And you can see when I remove the foil, I have these perfectly foiled ornaments, and I love this look on a colored cardstock. Now, in addition to the Ornaments hot foil plate, I'm also going to be using the Noel hot foil plates. So this is a big, bold sentiment. There is a Noel as well as a Joy kind of in this big, bold style. And there are coordinating dies available for both of these. Now, I am foiling on Concord and Ninth white cardstock. And if you've never used the Concord and Ninth white cardstock for hot foiling, it is a great alternative to the Hammermill. It foils beautifully. Now, with a big, bold, hot foiled sentiment like this, you're going to want to make sure that you have plenty of heat on your plate before you try to foil it. If it's not hot enough, it's not going to transfer all of that foil. You also want to make sure that you have the right amount of pressure, so you may have to play with your settings. Now, I didn't use any different setting than I normally do, but I just made sure that my hot foil plate was good and hot before I tried to run it through my Gemini Junior. Now I'm using the coordinating dies for both of these sets to die cut the elements, and I'm only going to be using one of these ornaments today, so I'm going to have a bunch more ornaments left over that I can use on a different project. And I thought it would be fun to substitute the O of the Noel with one of these fancy little ornaments. So I'm just kind of playing with the ideas, which one I might want to use and setting a couple aside. And then the rest I can just have tucked in a drawer for a quick card or even a tag, a gift tag around the holidays. Now I'm going to end up stacking my sentiment. So I'll have the N and the O on the top and the E and the L on the bottom. But keep in mind, because these have die cut separately, I can also stretch these across a mini slimline card to create a completely different look. So once I have kind of my layout figured out, I've gone ahead and taken some DMC. It's like the Diamant light gold thread. I will have it linked in the YouTube description below. And I've taken a double layer of that thread and tied a bow. And now I'm using some liquid glue to adhere it to the top of the ornament that I chose. And I just have my EK Success tweezers kind of holding that bow on the top while the glue dries. Now for all of these letters, I'm going to add a layer of foam adhesive to the back. But because it's so important on a layout like this to get the alignment just right, I'm going to add a layer of liquid glue over that foam adhesive on the back so that I can kind of slide and move these around and get the perfect placement. That liquid glue is going to allow my elements to kind of slide across the paper instead of setting up immediately. And you can see I'm using my T-square ruler to make sure I get these straight along the bottom as well. And then I like to kind of hold it up and look at it directly in front of me as well. Kind of change the angle to make sure I have everything right. Now I'm going to add the N and the ornament there. I've added those on foam adhesive as well. And I've allowed the ornament to kind of overlap that N. And I've adhered all of this onto a stitched card panel that I created with some blush cardstock and the Pinkfresh Essential Stitched Rectangles. Now I wanted to place this on a white card base and keep everything pretty simple, but I did want a little texture on my card base. And so I have used the Ornate Medallions Coverplate die from Pinkfresh Studio to die cut a piece of white cardstock. And originally I had done this directly on the card base, but I decided it would be better if I did it as a panel and then adhered that onto a card base, just so that it held up a little bit better to the weight of the Noel card front that I'm putting on top of it. So I trimmed that down to a 4¼ by 5½ inch panel, and I adhered it onto a top folding A2 size card base that I created with some Nina Solar White heavyweight cardstock. And initially I tried to adhere that on with just some tape runner adhesive, but there's a lot of texture kind of on the back side of this panel because of all the piercing that this Coverplate die does. So I picked it up, added a little liquid glue to the back, and then re-adhered it to my card base. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my card front panel here, and I am using some foam adhesive to add this on to my card base so that it has a little bump and a little lift. If you want less dimension, you can definitely take that step away, but I like big cards, and I cannot lie. And that pretty much completes my card for today. It's a super simple hot foil design, but by substituting that O for the ornament, it makes this design really whimsical, and I love the way it turned out. Now, as always, I will have links to the featured products used in this project in the YouTube description, so if you're looking for something in particular, be sure you check there. Or you can head on over to my blog at sprinkledwithglitter.com. I will have that linked below as well. Over there, you'll find more still shots, more information, and a complete list of supplies. And be sure to check me out on Instagram. This card is a part of an Instagram hop celebrating this new release from Pinkfresh Studio. There's prizes, eye candy, and so much inspiration over there. And I'll have my Instagram profile linked in the YouTube description as well. Thanks for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications here on my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my paper crafting and card making video tutorials. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.